I'm Chris.
Hi, I'm Tom.
Dean.
Janine.
And we are IAMX. You're watching Electromixer.com.
Hi, my name is Sean Benson. Good morning, noon or night, web heads. I'm here with IAMX on Electromixer.com. Hey, how's it going?
Fabulous.
Great. I don't mind telling you that I'm absolutely nervous right now, and it's because I'm totally enamored of you guys. I mean it. I really I wish I was gay, maybe, and I might be. Yeah, it's incredible.
Sometimes I wish I was gay. It would be, the life would be simpler.
I haven't figured it out. Maybe I am, but I really am not kidding when I say I pulled up. The first thing I pulled up was President, the video on YouTube, and I was absolutely stunned. Just tell me a little bit about the album and also the song itself.
With that album, there was the first album was Kiss and Swallow, which was made in London. I moved to Berlin, and I got stuck in a basement in Berlin, and the alternative came out. I think it's probably the closest to defining the project as a whole, and I think President was a bit of a breath of fresh air on the album, because the rest of the album is quite a little bit more aggressive and electronic.
Yeah, you went to Berlin like you were running away from something to find a psychological space.
Yeah.
And so I guess what I want to ask is, what was it you were running away from? Did you find something like that you would run to? Because I know you're still in Berlin. And what was it that you wanted to get away from, and what did you need psychological space from?
Well, London's quite a claustrophobic place. Even though it's a wonderful city, it's very stressful, and you're constantly chasing your tail there. So musically, the being in the music business it's quite it's very competitive and tortuous place to be. So I wanted to find somewhere which was quite close and really a lot more liberal and relaxed. And Berlin was that place. It's like a sister city to London,
right?
In fact,
did you find that Berlin influenced that style, or that you sort of connected into it because that's already the kind of thing you were doing?
Yeah, I was looking for that. I mean, President was written before I came to Berlin, but I never thought I would use it. It seemed so odd.
Right.
Compared to the other stuff that I was doing at that time. But when I found my place in Berlin and found the right musicians and found the right band and the right direction, it suddenly didn't worry me anymore. So I felt like I could really use anything I wanted and explore that side of the music.
So when you're working on the music, I mean, are you guys bringing your own stuff, or are you essentially directing it? How's that?
That album particularly was done mainly by me, and then the band was put together after that, when we needed to flesh it out live and give it some weight on the road. I'd spent a lot of time doing solo gigs by myself, and that was really boring and quite depressing.
Yeah.
So having a band was really inspiring, and particularly these guys.
We're just going to wind it up for a moment. My name's Sean Benson, and I'm here with IAMX on Electromixer.com. Hey guys, how's it going?
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
Very
Good. So much of your lyrics that I've been looking at, they have to do with this sort of, and you even again talked about this in some other interviews I saw, the sort of idea of trying to find a calm yet exciting life. And I think there's even a reflection of sort of a bit of a push-pull with a certain kind of party lifestyle and a certain kind of, not necessarily party lifestyle, but almost party type of person as well. How's that going, the search for the calm and exciting
really
life?
good question. It's better than it was. I think everybody goes through that period in their life. I just had a chance to write about it.
Right.
And it really worried me, and it panicked me for a few years, actually, that I was too wrapped up in self-obsession and hedonism and looking for an escape, and not realizing that the escape was being calm and controlled and focusing on my good stuff rather than the negative stuff.
And I've heard you talk in interviews as well just about the idea of IAMX sort of taking over. And I think you used the word beast a number of times. And I get, maybe you guys can answer this. Have you seen The Beast? And this I think I have an idea of maybe what you mean by that alter ego. But is that something you guys can talk about and maybe clarify?
I think it's the only way to get through touring when you're together is to be able to switch off after the show and switch on before the show.
So the sort of the beast, the persona, is really the entity that allows you guys just to hop on that stage.
It keeps us together. I think it drives the project, and it also gives a vent for everything, for egos, for differences, for problems.
It kind of feels like becoming one altogether as well, like one big thing, like one big energy. Everybody together, and
it really, I think it makes the personal side of being together as a band outside of the live shows much easier.
And so you guys are touring around the globe. I mean, you all the way from Moscow to Birmingham, Alabama. And are you finding that, like, when the tour's done, do you go your separate ways, or do you jump right in and start working on the next thing together?
We're a strange little family now. It's we spend a lot of time together because we all live in Berlin, and it's an independent project, so we have to do everything ourselves.
Right.
And the only way we can actually get out and play these places is to constantly work.
Right.
And that's what we do. So
you guys have an absolutely lovely energy as a little family. Whenever I don't know if you guys can see the monitor, but when they show the four of you, it's gorgeous. It really is. It's like a family photo. Yeah, it really is.
Went further than we thought, maybe.
Yeah. It's really
too
stunning.
far in it.
We're gonna have to come back and talk about this.
Yeah.
So, pardon me. Hey, you're talking with Sean Benson here at electromixer.com, and I have the absolute pleasure of speaking with IAMX. So what I wanted to ask you about was, you have some semblance of commercial success, and you change your singer and you start singing this stuff. Yeah. Was any of that like self-sabotage, or was that purely that you just really believed the music needed to function with your voice?
There were a bit of both, actually. It was commercial suicide, and probably quite destructive financially for us, but in terms of creativity, we couldn't really go any further with that lineup. And we were really young. I think that the main thing is, for me, I had not explored myself creatively, and I felt quite driven to do that. And I ended up doing songs for the demos for the next album, and we liked them, and we decided to go with that. And that was the beginning of my journey.
Doing movie soundtracks, Le Chevalier du Ciel, is that the kind of thing, like, that seems to me like an artist's dream, to be able to take those visuals. How did that come about, and how did you enjoy it? Do you plan on doing more of that?
I was approached and by a fan who happened to be working on the film, and it was good for me because it was a huge stressful learning process to work with directors in the film industry, and to see that every entertainment industry is as dirty and as disgusting as the music industry. So that was quite refreshing for me, but it also allowed me to limit myself and to work under pressure, and to do something very different to what I usually do, and a lot more commercial sounding to what I usually do.
And then I watched a video of you playing live, and you looked out at the audience and you said, "How does it feel?" And then you said, "Seriously." And I was just really struck by how absolutely genuine your desire to know how they were feeling and to connect with them. Is there a part of you that really maybe doesn't feel what it needs to, and needs to connect with that visceral element of the audience to feel it?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes there are moments in the show where you have let yourself go, and you're out of control, and you're in another world. Basically, I find it a very trance-like state to be in. But you're there for the exchange, and they're as important as you are in this situation. So it was a genuine question, and I feel it's important to have that interaction with the audience.
Yeah, I thought it was absolutely incredible. And also there was another one where you're talking just basically about how it's such an absurd thing, really, to have someone up on stage. So you might as well go all the way with it.
Yeah, exactly.
And ultimately come full circle back to, peeling away the layers by adding more. I thought that was really interesting. Is that something you're still, is that still part of your vision and
yeah,
drive?
it is. I think for all of us, we look. I mean, part of the theatre of it, the dressing up, the building up to the show, the dressing up, the getting ready for it, is so that we can get on stage and break it down and destroy it and break it apart and get to a deeper place. And for me, that's the way I do it, and we've all taken it on together. Other people do it in different ways, but that's the most powerful way that I can get into another space.
What would you ideally have happen next?
Well, we had a little fantasy recently about spending some time here, actually.
Yeah?
Yeah, because it seems to be really clicking with it, with the project, and we're all very flexible and we like to move around and we could be a little family in LA, we could be a little family in Berlin, we could be anywhere, basically.
Well, that's absolutely fantastic, and I know you guys are playing at the El Rey tonight.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to come see that. I'm really excited about that. And is there anything else you want to say? We have to wrap this up, sadly, but maybe if you guys stick around or make this your home, we can do this on a more regular basis.
Yeah, I would say just we are independent and we need support, so go and buy our stuff and check out our new website, which will be out soon. Become a member, and
it's going to be announced on our MySpace site.
Yes. Yep.
Great. So check these guys out at myspace.com/IAMX. You won't be disappointed. The visuals and all the auditory stuff, it'll blow you away. And you won't get this in time, but I'm sure the show at the El Rey will be just dope. My name's Sean Benson. I've had the absolute privilege of speaking with IAMX, and you're watching Electromixer.com.